The Chinese economy is booming, and as the largest economy in Asia, it will remain one of the most dominant global economies in the coming years. China's gross domestic product, GDP, grew at an astounding rate of 7.8% in 2017, and many economic analysts predict that this trend will continue until 2022, when China's GDP will reach $14.6 trillion, about 17% larger than its current size. This means that although China currently has the world's second largest economy, just behind the United States, it will have surpassed the US. China will become an economic superpower by then. China is already the world's second largest economy, and it is set to overtake the United States as the world's largest in just over a decade. The country has seen its growth slow down in recent years, but is still expanding at a rate of around 6% each year. Services sector will grow the most in China. In the future, China will see a shift in the composition of its economy. The services sector will grow the most, and consumer spending will be a much larger part of GDP. It is estimated that consumers will account for nearly 50% of China's GDP by 2020. With more income to spend, consumption patterns are changing as well. The robotics industry will take off. China has always been an innovative country, and in recent years, the Chinese government is actively supporting the development of robotics. The industry has been booming since the first industrial robot was introduced to China in 1982, and by 2020, it is projected that China will be the world's largest consumer of industrial robots. As a result, China will become one of the biggest markets for robotics as well as a global supplier. A new environment with more technological innovation. On September 20, 2017, Xi Jinping announced during his opening speech at the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party that we should promote innovations in science and technology, stimulate new economic drivers. This suggests that there might be a focus on innovation or even technological advancement, and this could potentially spur a boost in productivity across many sectors such as manufacturing. Shanghai will be Silicon Valley of China. Shanghai has been on the rise as China's tech capital and has become the Silicon Valley of China. The city is home to the country's largest number of unicorns, and its industry accounted for a whopping 10% of GDP in 2017. As more big tech giants such as Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, Xiaomi, and Huawei have set up their headquarters there, it's only natural that Shanghai will become the next Silicon Valley. China will be global leader in AI development by 2020. There are 3 reasons why China will be leading AI globally by 2020. 1. High-quality data. 2. Inexpensive computing power. 3. Robust supply chain infrastructure. The middle class, $1,000 per month, will have grown rapidly. Over the past decade, the middle class in China has steadily grown from 220 million to 430 million people. In 2020, it is expected that the number will be 600 million. By 2022, predictions point to this figure being at 1 billion. With a population of almost 1.4 billion, this would mean that about 25% of China's total population would belong to the middle class. While high-income individuals are also growing and now represent 3% of the country's population, they do not constitute a major part of the economic engine. Middle-class citizens, those with incomes around $1,000 per month, are more than 3 times as numerous as those with incomes above $10,000 per month and have an annual consumption worth $60 trillion annually, or 40% of China's GDP. Corruption won't get worse. China's anti-corruption campaign has been successful in curbing and preventing corruption, which is why it is predicted to stay the same. However, the government will continue to be strict on those who are found guilty of such crimes. The state needs to keep control over public officials and those who would abuse their power in order to maintain social stability. Another thing that could help curb corruption is greater regulation on state-owned enterprises, SOEs. SOEs account for nearly half of China's GDP, but they have also created new challenges when it comes to maintaining a fair playing field with private companies. Government-controlled companies won't dominate anymore. Many private companies will be around. The government-controlled companies will not dominate anymore. Private companies have been more successful than the government-controlled ones in recent years, and this trend is likely to continue. China's low savings rates mean many people live paycheck to paycheck, so they may lack the resources necessary to start their own company. There are also fewer risks associated with being an employee rather than an entrepreneur. 8. Stock market won't crash anytime soon. The Chinese economy is expected to grow by 5.5% in 2018 and 2019, as the government's deleveraging campaign will have an adverse effect on economic growth. I hope you get some value in this video. If you do, consider subscribing for more updated news around the world. Thanks for watching. See you on my upcoming videos. Peace.